and we're going live. Alrighty, hello people. Welcome to my stream. Today is a very special stream. I don't know if anyone's out there watching, but whoever is out there, welcome to this stream. Today, I have a very special guest with me. I have a friend. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, it's Azu. Good to
Yes.
see you all again.
Yeah, he's the guy who helped me with Overcooked, and his audio was not working one time, or I messed up on my end. I swear I wasn't playing by myself. But anyways, today this stream is very special. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain all of one anime series, and Anzu's just gonna react it, give his feedback, what he thinks about it, if he would have actually watched it or not. And yeah, and a little bit of background on Azu is that he is more of a normie. No insult to you, Azu.
It's understandable. I haven't seen much at all.
Yeah. So he's a wee bit of a normie. So today, I think today is I picked something good, something not too outlandish that I could have, but something a little bit more tame. But it'll still give a visceral reaction. Not really, but kind of. Um, and yeah, so we'll get into the thick of it. So I'll introduce the name of the anime. So today I'll be explaining or showing you the anime called Oreimo.
Okay.
And this is the cover art for it. This one I didn't draw. This would take way too much time. Or is it Control V? Oh, hold on. Let me change this to the. Okay. People can see my stream. Okay, nice. No, stop it. Okay. Oh my goodness, I didn't copy this correctly. Copy image. Okay. This is the cover art for it.
Okay.
And the full Japanese name is Ore no imoto ga konna ni kawaii wake ga nai, which translates in English, my little sister cannot be this cute.
I think I've heard of it before.
Okay, so this anime, manga, freaking light novel has been infamous because this is technically an quote-unquote incest type of show.
I figured from the name.
So that is as much I will give you for now, without giving too much spoilers. So first things first, I should introduce the characters. There's a lot of characters in this anime, but I can't draw all of them, or not all of them are important, so I drew like the super important characters, whether they be supporting or whether they be the main cast. So I will introduce to you the ones that I drew. I mean, the ones that I think are pretty important.
Alright.
So now I drew them all in advance of times. So the first character is Kirino. So she is the little sister. Little sister of the main guy, and the main guy, his name is Kyosuke. This is him right here. And then you got a few supporting characters like her, Kuroneko, and then you have Ayase, And then you got Manami, and then you have Sayori. So these characters, you're gonna be seeing a lot of these characters when I'm explaining things, whatnot, and you'll eventually figure out what their personalities are, how they talk, blah blah blah, kind of ish, just do how I explain everything. But yeah, these are going to be the people who are going to be hearing me say most of the times. So
Ready?
Kirino, Kyosuke, Kuroneko, Ayase, Minami, and Sayori. But yes, let's get into the thick of it. Let's get into the thick of it. Let me get my notes out because I got notes for this. I
Fair.
have I have notes for every single episode. I watched this in the last 2 days. I did nothing but stream, play Genshin, and watch this anime. So, and also, hold on, and I also got a soundboard, a soundboard ready, just to make it a little bit special. Like, I got a few here, like this. So, some sound effects make it interesting. So,
I don't think I heard that.
really, not. We. Oops, wrong one. I mean, you didn't hear that one?
I can't hear it.
Wait, what?
I can't hear it.
Oh, that's very unfortunate. I guess I can't use it then. Oh well.
Something's about to go wrong.
Ah, snaps. Okay. Anyways, so let's get started with the story. Oh, snaps. I should small screen. Hold on. I need to do this. Oh, sorry, I'm just getting set up. Okay. So, this is episode 1. So, Kyosuke, this is Kyosuke.
Yeah.
He's the main MC. So, it's in the morning. He's sleeping in his bed. Blah blah blah, whatever. And then his Imoto, which is Kirino. She Kirino right here. She comes over here and be like, Oni-chan, Oni-chan, it's Asa, it's morning, get up, come on, stop being a bum. You have to do your laundry, you have to eat lunch, blah 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 blah. And then Kyosuke's like, wait a minute, what the frick? You're not my sister. My sister does this kind of things. And she's like, what are you talking about, Nisha? I'm your sister. Da, da, da. And then what happens is slam. He's on the ground. He wakes up on his bed right here and he's like, it's morning. And to him, it was all a dream. And bam, it goes to credits with the opening song. And whatever. Okay, now, he's going to class now. He's walking to school, just walking, with his childhood friend, Manami, this girl, they both walking, they both odd thing, and then they're just talking, whatever, and he's like, bro, my sister, she's like whatever, she's kind of mid, she does all this kind of things, who cares, blah. And she's like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool, whatever, yeah, whatever you say, Kyosuke, Okay, and then they both at school, doing school stuff, and everything is revolving little sisters. Not even counting, like, everything. Like, if there's an English class, because, there's Japan, if there's an English class, the teacher would say, read this sentence, and be like, oh, my sisters is so poggers. Or if it's like a history class, it's talk about some or some Japanese thing that happened where a little sister like saved everyone. So like everything is revolving little sisters, and he's like, and Kyosuke is like, wait, is today like Little Sister Appreciation Day or something. My gosh, why is everything revolving around little sisters? Oh my goodness. Ah, I'm pissed. I hate my little sister. And then it cuts. Then he goes back home, whatever, and there is Kirino right here. She's just laying on the couch, minding her own business, talking to her friends, and like, oh my gosh, that's so cool, yeah, right? Regular girl talk on the couch, whatever, and then he's just out here, just grabbing his juice, being like, oh, I'm gonna get me some juice, that vitamin C, ooh, yes. And goes out, whatever, he goes upstairs, oh wait, I forgot to put down the orange juice, he comes back downstairs, and then, both of them collide, like, oof! And then he tries to help his little sister up, get her things because she had a bag and stuff. He's like, oh, let me help you with that, little sister. I'm sorry I hit you. And she like slaps him and be like, no! Don't touch me! Ew! Gross! Yuck! And she goes out with her friends.
Yeah.
And then what happens is that this guy right here, he sees this thing, this cover. This is anime, by the way.
Okay.
He sees this like manga eroge, and eroge is like a dating sim, but it's like 18 plus. It's R18, so it has some lewd scenes in there. So not very safe for work stuff. And he's like, wait a minute, this is not appropriate for this Christian household. I wonder whose it is. It's not mine. It can't be my mother's or father's. It might be my sister. I guess I'll just ask during dinner or something, whatever. So, he goes to dinner, and then his, Kirino's also there. They both there eating dinner, whatever. They both eating dinner, and then he's saying to his parents, like, oh yeah, there's this certain anime. The anime name is like, doesn't matter what it is. So he's saying, oh, there's this anime my friend got into. This is its name, and there's this art. Oh yeah, he says he's really into it, blah blah blah, whatever. And the parents are like saying, oh god, that's kind of gross. Like, who wants to... who cares about that stuff? That's such a bad influence. And then he sees his sister right here, freaking out, sweating bullets. Sweating bullets, It's like, she's like raining, she's making it rain. Not with money, with her sweat. And he's like, I see you that you are very just. I see. So, after dinner ends, he makes a really loud noise saying, getting out of the room. I'm gonna go out to the convenience store to get some stuff, to get some chips or something. And he goes out, he walks out, walks out of the house. And then little Missy right here, she like pops out, goes to his room, tries to search for this thing. And he finds out because he actually goes out and sees in his like room that there's like light. Like his room lit up. And then he's like, I see that my sister's trying to do something conspicuous. Let me go back upstairs. Comes back upstairs. She gets caught in 4K. And he's like, what are you doing, sister? And she's like, it's none of your business, Ochini. And he's like, hey, are you looking for this? And he, like, think of it as he's wearing a trench coat. He wasn't, but think of it, he's wearing a trench coat. He opens it up, and he, like, shows a collection of the drugs, of the anime, and he's like, is this yours, by any chance? And here's little Emoto-san freaking out, like, oh my gosh, Oni-chan, like, how did this, She grabs it, and she's like, she tries to grab it, and he's like, yo, hold on, little horse, hold up. So this is yours. And she's like, no, it's not mine, And he's like, okay, he tries to play it off, and he pretty much said, he gives her the anime and be like, well, if it's not yours, could you do me a favor and just, throw it out? Because I don't want this kind of sussy, crappy stuff in me. This makes me look bad. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. But, before she leaves his room, she asks him, like, hey, do you think this is, like, weird that I'm into this kind of stuff? Like, if I see if it was mine, would you say it's, like, a weird hobby or something? He's like, oh, I don't care, freaking do whatever you want. America, yeah. I mean, go Japan. And she's like, okay. Da-da-da-da-da. And yeah, she goes out. And then what happens is, he goes to sleep. He's like, oh, what a weird day. My little sister's kind of weird. Okay, goes to sleep.
Yeah.
And then he wakes up at night. Smack! And he sees that his little sister is on top of him on his bed. Alright, hold on. Yeah, on top of his bed. I don't know why I'm being so detailed about this specific part. It's not really important to the story. But on top of him in his bed. And he's
Okay.
like, bro, what are you doing, Steph? I mean, what are you doing, sister? It's in the middle of the night. What are you slapping me awake? What the frick? And she's like, shut up and follow me. So they go to his room. They go to her room, right?
Yeah.
And then she reveals to him, hey, Oni-chan, I'm a weeb. He's like, oh, frick, here we go again. Or not really again, but he's like, oh, frick. Okay, sister, what do you need to show me? And then she has like a little secret closet that she hides all her anime stuff. And then
Okay.
she shows him, and he's like, bro, my sister's such a weeb. What the frick? She's such a D-gen. Oh my goodness, what the... But he keeps this in his mind. Not
Yeah.
wanting to do it and whatnot. And then he was asking like, how the frick did you buy all this stuff? This is so freaking expensive. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm a model, by the way. He's like, what? You're a model? What the frick? You're a model? What? He didn't know. He's freaking out.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, Oni-chan, thanks, whatever. And then he's like, yeah, I could help you, whatever. Keep this, I could help you with whatever. And she pretty much says, oh, life counseling. I need life counseling. He's like, okay, I could give you life counseling, blah, 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 whatever. And then, and he's like, okay, I helped you enough. I'm gonna go to sleep, blah, 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 whatever. And, he goes to sleep, laying assured, be like, okay, I guess I just need to keep her secret of her being like a weeb or whatever. Okay, cool beans. And then, he drifts. He goes to sleep. Smack! He gets smacked again. Guess who it is? It is his little sister on top of him again, on the bed. Again, I don't know why I specified that, but... Anyways, she's like, I need your help! He's like, what, again? Yeah! So they go to her room again, and she's like, go play this arrow game! He's like, sis, please, why? And then he's like, bro, like I don't know if I feel comfortable playing this game. There's a lot of ecchi, nude scenes. Oh, there's a not wholesome scene in there.
Yeah.
But she's like, come on, brother, like stop being a bit and just do it. Like you have to read the original source material for it to be good. He's like, nah, fam, that's not it. And she's like, okay, fine, I'll give you the all age version. And he's like, what the frick? Why didn't you start giving me with that? What the frick? And she's like, because the OG is better. Come on, brother, don't you understand? And he's like, fine, I'll give in. I'll freaking read the R-rated one just because you said it's good, so you could get off my back. And he's like, okay, this is your homework now. You have to finish the game and tell me how it is.
Oh.
Okay, alrighty. And yeah, that is the first episode.
Easy.
Now, episode 2. And again, if you want to react or say something, please say so. It doesn't matter where. Interrupt me, be like, hold up. What do you mean by that? Or like, wait, what? Could he run back at that by me again? Whenever, okay?
This is almost just as fun listening.
Just listening. Oh man. Remember, I need you I needed you to react, dude. I'm just here, freaking one-man team. Okay, episode 2. So, this is in a class setting, and here's Kirino, and then she's hanging with her friend Ayase, who is also her friend from school, but she's also a business associate because they both do modeling together.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, yeah, they both do modeling together. Oh goodness, this is so scuffed. Yeah, they both do modeling together, and then Kirino over here hears all, but they're talking whatever, but Kirino is more focused on a whole bunch of group of guys. These guys right here. I'm gonna draw glasses to like make it really seem. You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
They're talking about animes like waifus and whatnot. And she's here, she's using her spidey senses to listen on in, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so envious. I want to talk to them." But then, her friends pull her along and be like, "Yeah, we should go shopping." And oh yeah, there's another friend. Her name is Nanako. She's not as important, but whatever.
She's still part of the group.
Yeah, she's part of the group.
Okay.
And then they're walking by, and then they're listening to what the guys are saying. They're walking, and they're like, "Ew, otakus, gross. Ugh, anime, yuck. Ugh. Okay, let's go. Let's go shopping. Yeah." And Kira knows right here is like, oh, gosh darn it, I can't reveal to my friends I'm an otaku. They're gonna freaking shun me. But it's okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And then that's the first scene, whatever. And then after, it cuts back. It goes back to the scene where they're at home, and then Kirino's pissed. She's pissed, and the reason why she's pissed. Hold on. Pissed. Okay. The reason why she's pissed. What was it? Is that Kyosuke, he didn't do his homework. He hasn't been playing the arrow gaze. And she's like, "What the frick? You only got like..."
It has or hasn't?
Like, hasn't. She's like, "What the frick? You didn't even finish like 50% of it." He's like, "Yeah, because I got a life." He's like, "Oh my gosh, brother, you're so useless. Yuck! Ugh, gross." And then, he's trying to be a good big brother, good Oni-chan, and asking, "Hey, sister, have you ever thought about talking about this anime stuff, like, with your friends and whatever, get that camaraderie?"
Yeah.
And, she tries to be heartfelt and be like, "Oni-chan, but I can't talk to my friends because they freaking hate manga and anime, and I'm gonna be looked down upon by society." Okay, because a little bit of background information is that otakus in Japan are looked down upon because most of them are NEETs, which is no education, training, or what is the other E? No education, training, or job. Employment. There you go. And
Okay.
and usually that's associated with NEETs or hikikomori, which means like a shut-in. That means all they do is watch anime, read manga, all that. There's that negative connotation toward it. So when you say I'm an otaku, it's like looked down upon essentially.
Okay.
So it's similar to the slur. I don't know if I could say this on Twitch, but incel. It has the same oof factor.
Okay.
You know?
Like you don't do much of your life.
Yeah, essentially. And she's crying, be like, "Oni-chan, I have no one else to talk about anime and manga with." And he's like, "Okay, alrighty, alright, sis. Wait, I got a pogger's idea, little sister, or emoto," and pretty much, he was suggesting, "Hey, how about you just get some friends from IRL, or do a meetup with other otakus." She's like, "Bruh, I don't want to do that. They're just there's weird people on the internet. Like, you can't trust them. Like, they're
True.
really sussy. Brother. And he's like, come on, sister, you can do it. And pretty much, they get a message from, he already looked up a group for otakus, and it was only girls. Not only fans, but only girls, because, like,
Yeah.
guys, a little less, like, weird and whatnot. He made an account for Kirino, and she got a message on her computer saying, hey, we are pleased to have you interested in our group. We're meeting at this place at this time, blah, 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 whatever, right? And the way that she, like, spoke and whatnot, it seemed very proper, like a fancy woman. Someone who you expect to eat, when they eat a meal, they eat with more than one fork. They have like 5 forks and 5 knives and like 3 spoons. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's like
Yeah.
super fancy. And like Kyosuke, he's reading this and like, oh frick, oh man, this is a rich Ojo-sama's? High class maiden? Oh shoot, okay fam, yo bet! Not really, but I like to think that. And she's like, okay, I'll go, whatever. And then cut. And then they go, they go to Akihabara. So Akihabara is like the mecca of all weebs. It's literally the place where all anime and manga is meant to be, essentially.
Okay. The epicenter.
Essentially, like, if you're a weeb, that is the one place you have to go before you die. If you don't, then you feel that as a weeb, essentially.
Initiation.
Yeah, essentially initiation. But anyways, they will go to Akihabara. She's freaking the frick out because it's her first time to Akihabara. She's like, oh my gosh, look at it! Oh my gosh, look at it! Oh my goodness, it's Akihabara! And he's like, yo, sister, chill. It's just a place. Chill.
It's okay.
He's like, oh my gosh, Oni-chan, there's so many things. Ah! He's like, okay, alrighty. See you, fam. Have fun. I'm gonna go somewhere else. He's like, no, Oni-chan. Like, I can't go by myself. It's gonna be so weird and awkward. And he's like, yo, sister, remember you read the thing? It says girls only, so I can't go at all. And she's like, yeah, you're right, Oni-chan. Frick, I hate when you're right. Oh, yuck, ew. He's like, of course. So, what they do instead is, what they do instead is he would go to the same location as them because it was a cafe. It's just that they reserved a spot for them to meet. It's just like an open area. So he literally just walks in first to the cafe just because, he wants to be a good brother. He wants to look out for his little sister, whatnot.
Yeah.
So he sits at a table, he goes to this maid cafe. And here's the thing about this maid cafe. Is that, a maid comes up, a kawaii freaking maid comes up, saying like, oh, hello master, how may I help you? And he's like, yes, I am here for the services of eating food and talking to a cute girl. Not really. He's literally there just to, watch over his sister. And the maid is like, okay, how would you like to be addressed? Would you like me to call you master? Or husbando? Or Oni-chan? He's like, he's like, oh, I don't particularly care. You call me whatever. He's like, okay, Oni-chan! And he's like, I see, okay.
Wait a minute.
And she's like, okay, Oni-chan, what do you want to eat? Oni-chan! He's like, I guess I'll just get the omurice. He's like, okay, with the omurice, I can say whatever you want. What do you want on the writing? And he's like, use your discretion, do whatever. Okay, Oni-chan! She walks out.
Yeah, goes off. Do it.
And then, he sees her and the other group of girls sitting down over here, and he's watching, he's watching her sister interacting with the people and whatnot. The maid comes back and be like, here we go, Oni-chan! And then he writes on the thing, on the omurice, and it literally says, I love you, Oni-chan.
Oh.
And then, Kirino here She's overhears this and she's like, yuck, my big brother is into little sisters. Yuck! Ugh! Ugh! And he's like, but you know, she didn't say that. You know, she had that face of disgust.
She thought of it.
She thought of it, yes. And essentially, what happens is, you know, the meeting commences. You know, people are talking to each other, whatnot. And you know, Kirino, she's a model, so when she wore her clothes, it was very like fashionable, very flashy, get people's attentions. And then with a group of other like, you know, weebs, you know, they wore very casual clothes, and you know, they're speaking to each other. And here's the thing, you know, someone tried to approach her, talk to her within the group, be like, hey, what anime do you watch? And then she was saying a few things, and the other girl interrupts her, like, oh dude, I watch that anime too, and you know, they vibed. And then
You
like,
made a friend.
yeah, like literally all the other people at the meeting, they talk to each other, they interact, they were vibing. Except for Kirino. Kirino's all alone. You know, she can't really interact with them because, number one, she was wearing flashy clothes. She was really cute. So you know, it's kind of intimidating for the other girls to be like, oh man, why is this really cute girl here with us? Like, what is she doing? You know, there's that aspect, and also it was really hard to just relate with her because anime is so big and like, you know, far and wide, and there's so many genres.
Yeah.
And literally none of the other girls really take the same interest, like the anime, as her. You know, she's being sad. You know, she was having sad boy hours, and then he's like, "Oh, it's okay, Moto. It's okay, Kirino. It's okay if you have sad boy hours." And essentially, what happens is that, hold on, I'm just reading. Okay. Sag and whatnot. Okay, and then the meeting essentially ends. and you know, and guess who were at the other meeting? So Kuroneko was at the meeting, and the person who like set up the whole meeting, her name is Sayori. So that's the same girl. That's the same girl, you know, who was talking to them. And then okay, when he first saw her, because you know she was coming in and she's like, oh, I have a reservation for Sarah or whatever. He's like, what the frick? There's no way that's her. But that's what decides the point. Anyways, she says, she's like the leader of the group, like, okay guys, thanks for coming. Y'all could do whatever you're at your discretion, whatever. And then you know, all the other girls, they're like, TXT, let's go shopping. Oh, you're pretty cool. Let's go to my place and party. Yeah. You know, they all walk out. But right after, you know, Kuroneko, she just walks up and leaves. You know, just leaves. And then Sayori is like, hey, wait up! Let me just talk to you. You know, she tries to catch them. Oni-chan comes back to her Moto. Kyosuke is like, it's okay, little Moto. Let's just go home. It's okay, you tried. At least you tried. That's the thing that counts. Okay, so you know, they both you know, walking home, whatever. They're about to leave. And then Sayori comes back then and be like, hey, wait up, guys, wait up. You know, she ran after them. They're like, wait up, guys, I catch up to you. And they're like, what? And she's like, yeah, so I want to do an after party for like the people I didn't really get to talk to. I was able to talk to a lot of people except for like one or two. So you're one of the people. And they're like, oh, okay, sure. But you know, she was like, who's this young fellow, Kiridin? Is this your boyfriend? And you know, both of them are like, no, ew, yuck, ugh. And she's like, oh, really? Because I saw him staring at you for most of the time, blah blah blah, whatever. You know, he was voicing his concern, like, oh, I'm just looking out for my little Moto, you know. Like, yeah, I know. I just, you know, got her to this so she's able to make friends and whatnot. You know, friends.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay. Oh yeah, so we're having the after party. Hey, big brother, you look pretty cool. You could come join us. And you know, they all get together as freaking the Avengers or something. Not really, but they went to a McDonald's. Not a McDonald's, a McDonald's, whatever.
Close enough, right?
Yeah, close enough. But anyways, so Kirino, so what is it? Kirino and Kuroneko, they're going at it. They're yelling at each other. Just because they were insulting each other's. Actually, no. First, no. First, they both insulted Sayori first for her clothes, the clothing that she was wearing. They're like, yo, like, your clothes is like so old school. It's like a typical otaku. It's kind of disgusting. Yuck. And Kyosuke right here, trying to be the good big brother and be like, hey, yo, y'all need to chill. What the frick? That's kind of messed up. Making fun of someone that you barely know. What the frick? And she's like, don't worry about it. This is I don't mind getting freaking insulted. At least they're having good fun. Hey, I don't mind if you insult me. Yeah, she actually says it. He's like, okay, alrighty. Let me just walk over here. He didn't really do that, but he's like, he had to step back and was like, oh, okay, we need some distance.
That's a back away now.
And then after that, Kuroneko insults Kirino and be like, what the frick? Like, you shouldn't be talking either. You freaking came in these fancy clothes. You're freaking intimidating everyone with your fashion. Why are you even here? You don't belong here. You're just a fake, a fake otaku, a fake weeb. You're just here trying to insult us, aren't you? And he's like, no, what are you talking about? I love anime. If anyone should be insulting clothing, it should be you. Freaking, you're wearing all that black clothes. What are you, trying to cosplay as someone? And then after that, they bicker back and forth. And then they start talking about anime. They insult each other and anime taste. Because she likes Kuroneko, she likes the darker ones, and Kirino, she likes the more magical girl ones. And they're just ripping each other apart. Going at each other's throats.
Entire battle.
Yeah, essentially, an entire battle. Freaking. Essentially, they're playing like battleships, taking turns, like be like A5, boom, no, that's wrong, gosh darn it. A7, bam, hey, what the freak, you mother,
Literally taking shots at each other.
Yeah, essentially. And then after that, anyways, after that, bickering, they all go shopping in Akihabara, going around, having a great time. And then, they went their separate ways, Kyosuke and Kirino going this direction to go home, and these two, again, their direction to go. And then, she's just pogging a little. She's like, okay, bye, yo, that's kind of fun, yo! And, he was kind of smiling and be like, hey, I told you to work. And she's like, oh, shut up, brother. You're so gross. Yuck. And, they go home. And cut. And then, they go back home. They're having dinner. They're eating the dinner with the family. And the parents are like, hey, so we saw that both of you guys were out today. What were you guys doing? And Kirino was lying out of her butt and being like, oh, yeah, I just hung out with some friends today, went shopping, the usual girl stuff. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. They didn't ask him. They didn't really care about him. And he's like, oh, I guess my parents don't care about me. Great. And then, cut. And then he finishes the eroge, and then he goes to his Emoto and be like, okay, yo, sis, I finished the game. And she's like, okay, what's so good about the game? And, he was explaining what was good. And she's like, okay, but there's like 10 more other things. So here's the 9 other things that you missed. And, she went on and on and on. He's like, okay, sister. Okay, alrighty. Yes, yeah, whatever. Cool beans. Yeah. Okay, cool. And she's like, I don't care. I'm gonna keep going. And then after, he's like, hey, yo, sis. So did you enjoy hanging out with your friends? She's like, and she smiles, she's doing a little ooh and be like, yeah, I did. That was pretty fun. And then, then after she said that, she's like, you freaking baka, gross, ew. She was being a tsundere again. And that's the end of episode 2.
Okay. we're getting some development now.
Again, if you have any commentary or whatever, please hop right in. I don't mind you.
I'm trying to like take in all the information right now.
Okay, alrighty.
There's a lot.
Hopefully my images are helping you follow along with the story.
Oh, beautifully.
Okay, so this is episode 3. So Kirino and Ayase, they're doing modeling work, right? They're doing pictures, flexing, be like, oh, look at me, I'm a model. Yes, ooh, yes, yeah, And they're on break. And then Ayase comes to Kirino and be like, hey, Kirino, are you busy this Sunday? And then Kirino's like, oh, yes, yeah, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm busy with, on Sunday to do stuff. And she's like, that Kim kind of seems kind of sus. Do you have a boyfriend? And he's like, no, wait, yuck, ew, boys, ew, they have cooties. No, I don't have a boyfriend, And what is it? And then it cuts. And then after that, Kirino is talking on the phone with Kuroneko, Kuroneko paste. Kuroneko. She was talking on the phone. She's talking about Sunday plans. Okay, what are we gonna do, sister? Not really, sister, but she's like, oh, okay, what are we gonna do? And then they're planning out anime. They're talking, and then they're essentially again playing battleships again, saying, "You got trash,
Yeah.
you got trash." And then while they're talking through this whole situation, Kino, she was playing her R18 games, full of not safe for work stuff. She's pogging, smiling, saying, "Oh my gosh, this girl's so cute. Oh my gosh, I can't believe she's new." And she's like, "Hey, are you playing freaking arrow games while we're talking?" She's like, "Yeah, so what? Arrow games are the best. Ew, the things that you like are trash. Yuck, eh." We pick her back and forth again.
Showing no interest at all in the conversation.
Yeah. Then, Kyosuke, he's on the phone at night with Minami. She was like, oh yeah, freaking saying that, hey, Kirino is like coming to me to help for stuff or whatever. It's like whatever, that's not really important. Okay, Kirino, yeah, Kuroneko and Kirino, they're both planning out, even after they're talking about anime or whatever, they're just planning out what, meeting up on Sunday. And then, essentially, she ends the call being like, okay, sounds good, Sunday, whatever. I need to go now. I have to shower with my little sister. And she's like, wait, you have a little sister? She's like, yeah. Alrighty, bye. And she's pogging right here, like, oh man, your little sisters are so cute. Oh my goodness. Showering with my little sister. Oh my goodness. Ah! Oh yeah, by the way, a lot of the arrow games that Kirino plays are fully based on little sisters. I don't know if that's important or not. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is important. But yeah, it's just a lot of the stuff that she likes has to do with little sisters. But she absolutely hates her little, she absolutely hates her big brother. Interesting, isn't it?
Kind of weird.
It's kinda Georgie, isn't it?
Oh.
But anyways, it's Sunday, and then the gang, they meet up. So there's Kirino, there is Kuroneko, and there is Sayori. They all go to Akihabara, they meet up. Let's see, where are my notes? They go to Akihabara, they chilling, they're doing their own things, blah blah blah, who cares, yada yada. And then Manase, Minami, frick, I'm getting these names confused. Okay, Minami, yeah, that's her name, Minami, and Kyosuke, they're having their own little date. Not really, it's more of like a hangout type of thing. They're going to study, whatnot. and he's telling her about her little sister problems. He's like, yeah, my little sister got some friends, whatever. I'm kind of tired, looking after my little sister, trying to be a good bro. He's like, oh, okay, yo, you're such a great Oni-chan. Oh my goodness, you must be tired. And she does the thing where they're on a bench, right? And she's like, Yosh, which means like, okay, I'm ready. In Japanese, she pats her what is it? Her thighs, pats her thighs, turns to him, and like gives a hugging emotion and be like, okay, Kyosuke, come here, put your head onto my legs, as like a pillow lap.
Um,
But here's the thing, he doesn't get that she was trying to say, hey, you're tired. You must be tired. It's okay. Let me give you some comfort. You could sleep on my lap. He didn't get that. At all. He's pretty dense as well. So, and she's like, ah, you baka! Oh my gosh, you're such an idiot! Okay, let's go study. And then they go study, whatever. Let's see. They talk, brother, to not. You talk about how they're being. Okay, and then it goes back to them, and then they're talking, after shopping, and then she asks them a question like, "Hey, are you guys okay being like otakus or whatever, like or weebs or whatever at home? Do you not get exposed or feel like you can't do it?" And both of them are like, yeah, we're pretty open about our weeby stuff. Like, our parents don't mind. I'm like, we're open with who we are, blah blah blah. And she gets kind of jelly of them, like, oh wow, I can't do that. Man, I'm so jealous of games. Ah. And ends there. And essentially, it's cut. And
so
then
cut there.
not really, but I'm just.
Oh yeah.
They cut, right? And essentially, next scene is Kirino, with the big papa, big father figure right here. He got glasses, and he's kind of big. He's buff, See, he got that muscle right here, They talking, and essentially, what happens is that he found her anime, her R18 anime stuff, whatever. And he's pissed. He's furious because in episode 1, he's the one who says people who like anime are trash and they should go die in a fire type of mentality.
So setting a scene for a terrible family relationship.
Okay. And essentially, how this happened is that the scene before, she was coming home. She bumped into her father, just like Kyosuke and her. She dropped it, and then bam, this gets exposed, and now they're talking to each other.
Okay.
And then Kyosuke, he comes back home in the middle of the situation, and the mother's outside. And he's like, hey yo, what happened, mother? And then she's explaining, she's like, oh shoot, frick, this does not look good at all. Oh frick. So and essentially what happens is they're talking, father's saying it's a bad influence, freaking you're gonna become a neat, not gonna be successful whatever. And it's not going well. So freaking essentially, you get the cry face, and she runs out. She runs out, right? And then brother goes to her and be like, "Hey sis, I got you, fam. I got you. Let me go and freaking go and talk to the father." And here's the thing about the talk that she had with the father is that from this conversation, you understand that she's a AAA student, meaning that she had like straight A's. She's a top athlete. She's like really, really good at running. She's beautiful because she's the model and she get paid a good amount of money. And the father is like, yes, I understand that you are a big girl, that you could freaking do whatever you want because you got the money, you're able to do all this stuff. But this is unacceptable. Even though you're straight A, no, this is a bad influence. She's like, why, father? But I'm a DJ at heart. And he's like, no, you can't be. That is foolish of you. He's like, I hate you, father. And then that interaction would happen, and then he's like, okay, I gotcha, fam. So he goes, he talks to the father, and essentially, he was like, hey, yo, father, you should just let her, let your daughter keep her freaking hobbies. She likes it, okay? And he's like, okay, so who cares? And then, he starts, when Nichan tries to be heartfelt and be like, yo, dude, like, freaking, like, she made IRL friends she can talk about this with, like, oh my gosh, she tried so hard, like, her friends are so good, oh my goodness, like, father, do you not care about her friends, like, the people that she meets, they're good people, come on, father. And he's like, okay, I don't really say anything about that. Like, okay, sure, let's say anime is a good influence, but this right here, what I found here, this is unacceptable. And he's like, oh, frick, you're right. Because remember, this is not just anime, this is a adult game.
Yeah.
R18. And remember, okay, here's the thing. She's in middle school. She is in her second year in middle school, or first year. So in Japan, that's about 7th, 8th grade. So,
Okay.
Definitely not legal. Definitely not.
Not at all.
Not at all, right? And he's like, oh, frick. He got me there. Because he's like, oh, yeah, the freaking anime. Okay, sure. Great. Okay, I guess anime isn't that bad after, but this is unacceptable. This is a true D-Gen's work. So he's like, oh, frick. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And he's like, oh, I got an epiphany. And essentially, he takes a bullet. He takes a bullet for his sister. And he covers for her by saying, hey, father, don't worry. That's not Kirino's. That's mine. He's like, what the frig? And then he explains his love for adult games, getting all passionate and whatnot. He's like, I love Aerogaze. Yes, I made her buy it for me. Freaking, I lend it in, put it in her room so no one finds out. And he's like, what the, you worthless piece of, how are you my son? And he freaking starts beating him up, actually, beating him up. And be like, you're worthless. I don't care what you do. He turns away and walks away. Because, he's getting to the age where he's able to, whatever. It doesn't matter. He's like, freaking, my son is a disgrace. Worthless piece of blah. Because here's the thing. This game is a PC game. The only person with a PC is, Kirino. So essentially, he was saying, oh yeah, I made my little sister buy me this game so I could use her computer so she could see me, watch me play this thing as well. That's why the father is really pissed, like, what the frick, beat him up. And then he goes away. And he gets bruises and all that. And then, yeah, then cut. Next scene. And she's on the phone talking about anime, talking to Kuroneko, whatever. And then, on the phone being like, hey, did you watch the anime I sent you yet? Come on, you need to watch it. You said it was garbage? No, you haven't even given it a try, blah blah blah. She hangs up the phone and then, she goes to her brother, and she's like, thanks for helping me out there, baka. Being a freaking tsundere with all the blushy eyes and things, whatever. And then here's him right here after saying that, and then he thinks, there is no way my little sister can be this cute.
Oh no.
Let's go to credits, boys!
Oh no. It starts.
Oh my goodness. Oh shoot. How are you enjoying the story so far?
I don't know what to say. There's so much going on, but it's like when you listen to when you're having 5 different conversations all at once, and you're cluing into all of them. but none of them really connect to each other. But then you pick up on one conversation at the wrong time, and you get the worst word. Like you hear the worst thing ever said.
Also, remember, it might be the way that I'm explaining that it might like be somewhat exaggerated, but I think it's warranted. I think it like fits. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, and then next episode. So it was them playing an anime game with an emoji saying Oni-chan, Oni-chan, and then it cuts credits, opening. Whoa, 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 cool, cool, cool. And then oh yeah, the game is essentially it's a fighting game. There's like two little girls fighting for their Oni-chans. I don't know why I had to specify that, but anyways. I don't know why I had to specify that at all. What am I doing? Oh shit, oh my goodness. Anyways, so they were talking about that, that the fighting game I said earlier. And he's like, why? And because she's like, oh, they're really cute, the game is fun, ah! And then after that, she's like, "Oh yeah, my friends are coming over. Don't look at them. Don't be gross, okay? Don't freaking lay their eyes on them. You're gonna get pregnant like that, okay? Just stay away. You're gross. Yuck. Ah!" And he's like, "Okay, whatever." And then, he goes upstairs into his room, and then. He gets and then he starts playing that game, anime game, trying to get better, and then he gets an SNS from Sayori, being like, "Hey, Kirino, hey, how's it going? How's the game going?" And he's like, "Oh wait, it's not Kirino," and she's like, "Oh, it must be the Oni-chan." And I was like, "Oh yeah, it's me." And then they start talking about the anime game, whatever. And then they start playing, they start training, he slowly gets better and whatnot. And then, yeah. And essentially, why Kirino wants to play against his brother is because Sayori has been playing Kirino, and then Sayori is really good at the game, so she keeps beating Kirino over and over again. And he's like, that's why she wants to play this game, not because it's a good game, so she can just beat someone. I see. Freaking screw that little girl. Whatever. And, okay. Whatever, that happens. And then, next day, or whatever. So, Kirino, her friends come over. Her friends come over. And then it's Nakano, the girl that we don't really care about. And then the other one is Ayase. Ayase, she comes over. And Nakano, they come or whatever. She comes by, they walk by, and she greets her up, Nakano treats himself, and they walk away. And then he's thinking, man, Ayase is really pretty, holy frick!
Oh.
And then, Kirino's like, what the frick, bro? I told you, don't breathe the same air as him, yuck, don't come near them, okay, we're gonna go upstairs. And they go upstairs, whatever. And then he goes upstairs to his own room, play the game, whatever. Then he goes back downstairs, getting water break. And then, oh, look, a package came. He came up, he got the package, whatever. And it says Blue Eternal. The name doesn't really matter, but essentially it's like packaging for a famous cosmetic company. And then Kirino happens to come downstairs for some drinks and whatever. She sees the box. She's like, oh my goodness, where the Blue Eternal? Yo, it's so hard to get those items. Oh, thanks, brother. I'll use that for you because you don't use cosmetics. TXD. And then she goes upstairs. And then he's like, oh, okay, weird. I don't know why he got that package. It had my name, but I don't know who it is from. But okay, who cares? And then, long and behold, Sayori calls him on his phone. He's like, hey, did you get my package yet? He's like, oh, that package you sent to me? And she's like, yeah, because I didn't really know Kirino's real name, and her address? I knew it was yours, and I knew you were siblings, so yeah. He was like, ah, okay, cool. So what was in the package? Oh, it was some really raunchy dojins of her favorite characters. He's like, oh, what the frick? And then he rushes upstairs. He's um, again, his little sister or Kirino's friends doesn't know anything about her being a weeb and whatnot. And again, she said it was like super, super, super ecchi, super not safe for work stuff regarding anime. Very not good.
Wow.
Kirino was about to like open the box in front of her friends because again, her friends are models, so they also know about cosmetics and whatnot. And they're like, oh, they're all literally pogging and be like, oh my gosh, you got this? Whoa, that's so cool. Yeah, poggers. Sorry, getting a little drink. Let me make sure my voice is ready.
I just say I wasn't expecting the voice acting as well.
Oh.
That caught me by surprise, but it was a very welcome surprise.
Okay. I wasn't expecting it either. It just came out naturally. Okay, so he runs up, he freaking barges into her room and be like, don't open that. And he's like, what the frick, brother? You gave it to me. You said I could use it. And he's like, I don't care. He freaking snatches it out of her hand and run downstairs, right? And then Kirino's like, oh my gosh, I freaking hate it, brother. And she's trying to get the box, and she tries to be cheap. She tries to go for the cheap shots, When you're having a street fight, you don't go for the balls. We all know this. It's like a gentleman's agreement,
Yeah.
But no, Kirino doesn't play by the street rules. She doesn't care.
Oh,
She's like full anarchy. So, she tries to kick in the balls. He's thinking, he's like, oh, I know you're a freaking cheat. I know you're gonna do a cheat move, so I'm gonna dodge. But when he dodged, he slipped up. And then he had his momentum is going forward, not backwards. Forward toward his little sister. And then what ends up happening is, hold up. Left 90 degrees? No. That's the wrong way. Right 90 degrees? Right 90 degrees? There you go. Oh man, these degrees really help.
Oh.
Left. Oh no, oops. That's the wrong one. Hold on, I can get this right. Okay. Perfect! So what happens is he's on top of his little sister.
Okay.
Okay. He's on top of his little sister, groping her bosom with a full squeeze, a tender squeeze, And okay, and this is not overshirt. No. This is hands on cup on top of bra. Okay, so the shirt was lifted up, and the bra was exposed. And he gave a little honk, and when this was happening, guess who decided to come downstairs? Just guess who decided to come downstairs?
Who?
The friends. They came downstairs and they're like, oh, okay, cool. And little she's like, man, I wish you were able to hear the soundboard. It is amazing. Literally, she said baka in the loudest voice possible. And essentially, he got kicked out of the house.
Oh.
And, he was holding, this man is Chad because he was still holding on to that package. Hold on, let me get these things correct. Okay, he was still holding a package outside, just chilling. And then, the friends, they get out of the house, he sees them walk out. Kanako, the other girl, she gives him a dirty look, like, ugh, you're trash, ugh. And then, but Ayase, she looks back at him, and then be like, hey, let's talk. And essentially, she wanted to talk to him. And she pretty much said to him, like, hey, I think you're a good guy. Maybe there's a reason why you didn't want you didn't want Kirino to freaking look in the back. Maybe it was like a surprise present or whatever. You know, because she was trying to be like really optimistic, really kind about it to him, right?
Yeah.
And because of that, she's like, "Hey, let's exchange numbers." And he's like, "Let's go, Jam! I get the little girl's number." Oh, wait, actually, no, I shouldn't say that. I mean, he's like, Jam! I got a cute girl's number." Oh, freak. I think I need to cut that out later when I edit this. Oh, shoot. Anyways. And then she leaves, whatever. And then he goes back inside. He explains. He's like, "Ah, I got it. Thanks, bro." But I just like, "Yuck, bro. Okay, I see. You're freaking looking out from my back and whatever. But you're so gross. Ew, brother. Yuck." And you know. What was it? Hold on. Blah, 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 blah. Yes. That happened. And afterwards, there's a cut, and then there's something. Okay, I need to explain something called Summer Comiket. Comiket? It's essentially kind of like an anime con. Anime con.
Okay.
Anime convention, not anime convention. But the primary thing is there is something called circles. So dojo circles. So it's essentially like groups of people who work on a specific project, like a fan-made project of like a series that they really like.
Okay. So it's like a group collaboration.
Yeah, essentially. For things that they like, and they usually sell it at this place. And it happens like twice a year, one during the summer, one during the winter. It's really, really big for like otakus in Japan. It's a pretty big deal. But anyways, they go as a group, blah blah blah. Kirino, she's complaining like, "Oh, it's so hot, the lines. Ew, why the lines? Ew." And she's like, "Oh, she must be new here." And she's like, "You need to stop complaining. You're just freaking, you're tiring everyone out with complaining." He's like, I'm sorry for my little sister. She's a bit of a handful, blah blah blah, whatever." And then they go in. They have a fun time. They go around, you know. They all pogging, you know. They all pogging.
Yeah.
And then making their rounds, and then, you know, Kyosuke and Kuroneko, they're talking to each other a little. And you know, Kirino like tries to take Kuroneko's top off, like because she is wearing like a somewhat heavy like overlay or a coat kind of thing. And she's like, "Hey, just take it off." And she just got off, and man, oh man, dude, she was cute. She looked cute in it. But anyways, besides the point.
Moving on.
Moving on. Yeah, making the rounds, whatever. And yeah, and the reason why I say that is because everyone's like, "Bro, Kuroneko, yo, you're kind of cute without the top on." You know, she blushes, she's like, "Oh, shut up." But you know, she does it in a more deadpan manner because she doesn't like showing too much emotions. But anyways,
Oh yeah.
and then when they were making the rounds, there was a special edition CD of anime disc that Kirino wanted, but they sold out. She's like, "Oh, Sag." But like a worker came by and she's like, "Oh wait, there's one more, but you have to do this competition to do it." She's like, "Yo, bet, let's go and do it." And then there's this guy right here who's really good at the game, and don't pay attention to this. Anyways, that was one mistake. Anyways, the game they're playing is the same game that was introduced at the very beginning of this episode. And she lost. And the guy was really good. He won like 15 games in a row without anyone beating him. So she loses. She's like, "Wah, I can't win." Ah! And Sayori's like, "Hey, it's okay. I beat a lot of times. I could probably beat this man." She loses too. She's like, "Oh, frick. I'm so bad at the game." And then Kuroneko decides to go up, nonchalantly goes, freaking destroys this man, ends this guy's career, and walks off nonchalantly. Alright? And to be honest, like, Kuroneko, dude, she is a gamer girl. Like, she is so... It is insane how much of a gamer girl she is. It is insane. I must do tell you so. So anyways, so what happens is she wins the CD. You know, she's going, and then, you know, Kirino, who's a big tsundere, who doesn't like to admit stuff, whatever. She's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you won, ew. And she's like, oh, here's a CD, go throw it away for me, I don't really care. And she was like, you know, she was pogging and whatever. She's like, oh, thanks. I was like, oh, it's not like I wanted this game or anything. It's like, it's not like I wanted to give you this game. And you know, these two, Kyosuke and freaking Sayori, is like in here on the corner chuckling, like, they can't be true with their feelings. This is so cute. And you know, they all go out. They all go out, walk out of Comic Cats. You know, it was the end of the day. They're like, oh wow, we did a lot today. Whoa, cool, yeah.
Wow.
And then guess who decided to pop out of nowhere? I say,
no.
I say, pop out of nowhere.
So they're all here now.
You know, it's like when you're walking in the grass in like Pokemon, and it's like bum 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 bum. You know, she appeared out of nowhere. Kirino's caught off guard. She's like, what? What's my face? Oh, no. And that's where the episode ends.
Oh my god.
Hey, it's a very suspenseful scene to end it on, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this is episode 5. Okay, so it comes back in the same scene. Kuroneko and Ayase is behind them. Kirino walks up to Ayase, and Ayase is like, huh, that's weird. Didn't you see her, like, busy on Sunday? It's like,
Oh.
like, she said specifically, weren't you busy with, like, track or something? She's like, and then, you know, she looks to her brother with this pouty face and be like, help me. God, help me. She didn't say it. He just postured her face. You know, she was sending that, you know, telepathy to the brother, you know? Being like, help me! SOS! Essentially. So, you know.
Yeah.
He's like, he comes up be like, hey, yo, what's up, Ice? Yo, what a coincidence to meet you here! Wow! And then, and then she was like, oh my gosh, are you two on a date? Whoa, poggers, brother and sister on a date. That's so cool. But Ayase, you know, looks behind those two, and she's like, hey.
Sees the other people.
Yeah, she sees the other two people in the background, and again, they're wearing this kind of clothes in public. You know, not very, you know, normal clothes to wear in public.
Yeah.
And so she's like, hey, Kirino, who are those two people in the back? And she's like, oh, I don't know those people. They're kind of weird. And he's like, he's right here thinking, oh my gosh, that's so messed up. Holy frick. And then Kuroneko's like, oh, let's just go. And, you know, they walk off. And, you know, the brother's thinking, oh my gosh, I have to thank him later for doing, like, taking a bullet for my sister. Holy frick, they're such nice people. My sister's so messed up. I'm so sorry. So they leave. They're out of the picture. And, so Ayase. So here's the thing. Kirino, she you know, she bought some merch at the convention, whatnot. Like, who doesn't buy merch, right? So and then Ayase is like, hey, what's that bag you're carrying? She's like, oh, don't worry about it, sis. Like, don't worry about it. They're like, no, 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 what's in there? What's in there? And she's like, no, 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 you're gonna wait for me. And she's like, what the frick? That's messed up. And she freaking grabs a bag, and the bag is like paper, right? So it rips. So all the freaking things fall out, right?
Yeah.
And again, these are doujins, so meaning that they're fan made, and you know how some fan made stuff get. Some of them can get. You know. ISA decides to pick one up and read it, and guess what she says?
What?
Essentially, oh no. So this is all happening, and it starts pouring. It's perfect, dude. It starts pouring when this happens. She reads a few pages, drops the book, and tells Kirino's, I can't be your friend anymore, and just leaves. Just zooms out of there. And she's not talking. She's like, I'm sad boy average. Not boogers anymore. Kyosuke's like, oh frick, oh my goodness. And then what happens afterwards is that Kyosuke, talks on the phone. She calls Sorry and be like, oh dude, thank you so much for freaking covering my sister's back. I'm sorry this had to happen. She's like a piece of trash. I'm sorry. And Sorry's like, it's okay, it happens. I understand. Blah blah blah, whatever. And then, okay, next day, Kirino comes back home, sad boy hours, all of that. And then he's like, hold on, Kirino. And then he asks about like, yo sis, why are you sad? And she's like, oh, I tried to talk to Ayase today, but she wouldn't talk to me. Oh, sad boy hours. And no, she didn't talk to her at all. She's like, how can I talk to her? She's like, how can I talk to my friends after what happened? Like, oh my gosh, it's so awkward. It's so icky wicky. I'd rather just not talk about it. And he's like, yo, grow up hair and freaking talk to your friend about it. She's like, ew, that's gross. Why would I want to grow up hair? I'm not even a guy. She doesn't really say that, but you get what he's trying to say. And then what is it? Essentially, she was, as well as that, she's trying to make excuses. Be like, oh, I'm busy with this. I have my track to do. Because, she's busy with track training. Like, I have to train for track. I have to do this. I have to do that. And then, he's like, grow a pair of balls. Stop doing that. And then, she starts crying like a little bit. And then he starts reading like, I don't know what to do in each other. And he's like, okay, alrighty, I'll go talk to her. So what happens is he gets in a phone call with Ayase, and then Ayase starts telling him it's kind of similar things that the father says about freaking anime and whatnot. She's like, I was kind of messed up, like a lot of bad stuff happened, like freaking, there was this one report where like several guys who like got into anime and whatever, they caused like a lot of assault and whatnot. It's so gross. These people who like anime, yuck.
Oh no.
And then what he was doing while talking to them, he actually read the article report about it, and he's like, oh shoot, all this like information, all these articles are actually pointing to what she's saying is correct. And then she's like, I can't believe she didn't tell him, but also I was telling her that she should drop her hobbies for me, that it's either me or the anime, and she said she loves anime. She loves anime a lot, and oh my gosh, that means she loves anime more than I do, or more than me. That's so messed up. I'm gonna hang up. I don't want to talk to her anymore. And she hangs up the phone, and he's like, why? What the frick? This is, oh my goodness. So so what he does, what is it? What happens is Kyosuke, he goes to his old wise father who beat him up. Who beat him
old
up.
wise father, yes.
Who beat him up. Oh, hold on. I need to draw him with the muscles. Yeah, those big guns. he goes to the father. Yeah, he goes to the father and asks him, "Hey, yo," and ask for advice. And essentially, this is what he said. This is his exact words. "Hey, father, I got something to ask you." He's like, "What is it?" "A middle school girl I'm friends with recently saw a big haul of Arrow manga I got. What should I do?" Oh, I mean, sorry. I should reenact that. "Father, I have a question for you." "Alright, dude, what is it?" "So a middle school girl I'm friends with recently saw a big haul of Arrow manga. What should I do?"
Wait, but didn't the dad beat him up because of the Arrow manga?
Yeah. But honestly, he's really over it. He's like, "Ah, frick, who cares, right?"
Okay.
And
I
then
want to get beat up a second time.
oh. No. But he was like, "SMH, why are you like this? How are you my son? What did I spawn into this world?" He didn't really say that, but honestly, he should have. So essentially, they talk. They do the talking. And then later on, he goes meets Ice in person. They start talking. And then but before, yeah, and they're talking about anime, whatever. And then essentially, Kyosuke was telling Ayase that the reports that she read online, the same ones that he read, were actually false, or some of them was false information. She's like, "No, wait, that's not possible. What the frick? Why would they be lying?" And Kyosuke was like, "Yeah, they wouldn't be lying, but I got some inside information from my father, and you know, there's a cutscene, and it's like, oh yeah, the thing that is this it wasn't true because of this reason. Here's the articles for it." And it's like, "Oh, yo, cool, thanks, Dad." And he's like, "I'm not trying to help you or anything." You know, being a little tsundere. you know, little little blush marks, from a strong man.
Never in my life did I think someone would say that a dad is acting a little tsundere.
But anyway, he gets a report from his father. He gives it to Ayase. Ayase reads it. He's like, "Oh my gosh, there's no way all these reports were lies to just get clout for like a few seconds. What the frick? That's kind of messed up." But then she's like, "Okay, even though otakus or freaking weebs aren't illegal or aren't criminals, they're still kind of disgusting me because of XYZ. Yuck, anime." And then while she's like yelling, guess who decides to freaking come out of nowhere? It's Kirino. She pops out, be like, "Hey yo, I'm here." And let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, but prior to that, she was talking to Oni-chan, Kyosuke. He's like, "Get it back to real Kirino back. I know who Kirino really is. She isn't this freaking D-Gen. Give it back to me. Give it back to me." And then Kirino comes and be like, "What are you talking about? That's not the real me." He's like, "Yes it is. I know you better than it's I'm your best friend." And she's like, "Okay, tell me about myself. What these things describe me?" And then she would list off like she's a top A student, she's a model, she's a beauty, she's an amazing runner, track. And I have to say, "Yeah, that's the Kirino that I know." And be like, "Well, you're wrong, mother." Pretty much she says, "I love anime. I'm a big DJ. That's who I am." And she's like, "There's no way that's possible." And then what is it? And then ISC starts asking if her hobbies are important than her. Be like, "Hey, are hobbies more important? Are these animes and these freaking weird thingies that Mr. Girls wear, are they more important than me?" And Kirino, she says the best thing possible in this situation. She says this. She says, "Well, here's the thing, I say. I love you as as much as I like my freaking arrow gaze.
Oh.
And what is it? And then Ayase, and you know, Ayase starts crying. Not. And she you know, she starts crying like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. Hold on. I can't believe I'm loved so much. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe Kirino loves me that much. She's crying.
Oh, no.
And then, whew. But after she cries, everything, whatever, telling her, she goes to Kirino and be like, but even although that's all true, I can't still accept your hobby. And then Kirino, she gives that dead, you know, that look of, brother, what the frick do I do in this situation? Come and help me. Oh my goodness. And he's like, fine. So he goes up to her, and guess what he does? Just guess what he does. Guess what he does.
What did he do?
He pulls out a dojin. You know, one of those raunchy ones. Gives it to Ayase and says, here you go, read this. She's like, okay. She reads 1 or 2 pages. She's and you know, punches him, you know, slaps him. And then, you know what he does? This is absolute. He does this big brain move right here. Big brain move. What he explains is, hey, Ayase, let me be straight with you. These dojins, these exemplify my love with Kirino. And she's like, what the frick? And then what he does, he really pretty much grabs her, like her mouth, so she can't speak, right? And then he just keeps talking. He says, he essentially says, we're in love with each other. And that's why we're gathering tales of forbidden loves. And then he keeps going on, saying that Kirino's hobby has repaired our bond between us that was broken. We were able to become true siblings. And then pretty much he ends it with saying, I love my little sister.
Oh no.
Essentially what Ayase says, she jumps up, goes to Kirino, and be like, let's make up. Let's be friends again. And you know, she's kind of shell-shocked, be like, okay. And he's like, great, that worked. And then before he finished his sentence, he's like, get away from me, you trash. Yuck! You freaking pig! Get away from me! Ew! Let's go, Kirino! Let's get away from you, deviant brother! Ew. And you know, they eat it off. And he's like, ha 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 ha! I can't believe my plan worked. And because essentially, go ahead.
Is that the ending of it? Like that's the end, or is there still more after that?
Oh, there's a little bit more. And essentially, what happened? He like, ha ha ha! I can't believe it worked. And later on, Ayase messages him and be like, hey, you liar! Thanks for lying for me back there. You're still trash. Stay away from Kirino. Yuck! So essentially, Ayase knew that, he lied for her, essentially. She knew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that is the end of episode 5.
Oh my god.
Hey, okay. Here's the thing. This is all like the foundation work. This is season 1. Once we get to season 2, once we get toward the ending of season 2, that is where stuff really hits the fan. You think this is bad? Oh, dude, it just gets worse. Okay, episode 6 is really irrelevant. It's more of one of those filler episodes. It's literally like Minami and Kyosuke, like they're having a quote-unquote date. Not really, but you know, who cares about that? Who cares about that?
Okay.
You know, over here, I'm giving you the important information. Not really, but... okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think.
Also, I will have to head out pretty soon.
Okay. I'm trying to think if I should do 1 or 2 more episodes explaining wise. Um, how about this? I'll explain 1 more episode, and we'll see how much time is left over, and we'll go from there. Yeah, sounds
Works
good.
for me.
Okay. Okay, so Kyosuke, next episode, he comes home, right? He comes home, and long and behold, guess who's on the couch waiting for him in the dark?
Is your sister?
No,
Oh.
it's Kuroneko. She's like, "You did a good job." He's like, "What the frick?" And then it cuts to the opening and whatnot. Okay, and then it cuts back to the show. And Kuroneko pretty much explains why she's like at the home. So he is the TLDR of it. So Kirino and Kuroneko, they're fighting about anime again. Which one is better? And then Sayori was saying like, hey, how about we like get to someone's house and then while watching the anime give commentary to give each other perspectives. Kuroneko with like the most deadpan face and says, so miss, my parents are gone on Thursdays so I could watch anime on the big screen in the living room. Yahoo gave in. Lol. Well, like, she said this in the most deadpan way. It is very important that I say it's deadpan. That's why I wrote it in here. Oh my goodness. But Sayori couldn't come over because something came up, so it'd just be Kirino and Kirino and Kuroneko. But they'll having their their arguments about which anime is better. So what happens? They fight, and then what happened is she got festered up, so she freaking go upstairs to play her air gaze, and Kuroneko's here chilling by herself. And he's like, I see, y'all fight, that's why this happened. She's like, essentially that's what happens. And then, yeah, so Kirino comes back downstairs so they can watch the anime. And brother sitting in the middle because they hate each other. These two hate each other, not really. They just, they like to fight a lot. And whatnot.
General sibling behavior.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Okay, so the reason they were fighting, of course, was anime, but it was more of like novels. They were arguing about each other's novels, being like, your novel sucks. No, your novel sucks, because they both like write novels, whatnot. And then essentially while they're talking, like, so he had to talk to them separately. So he talked to Kuroneko, and then he goes upstairs to get Kirino before the anime watching. And then essentially while talking to both of them, he's like, man, they're such good friends. Oh shoot. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Sayori calls in because she can't make the like watching the anime, but they're all watching anime together. It gets heated and whatnot. Let's see. Blah 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 blah. First anime. Okay. Yeah, and they start arguing, and again, yeah, these two start arguing again while watching anime. And Kyosuke and even Sayori this time, they're like, oh man, they're such good friends, lol. And there's a cut, and then what happens is Kirino is pissed when Kyosuke comes back from school, and she's like, I'm pissed. He's like, why? You've been looking on my computer, haven't you? He's like, what the frick? How do you know that? And she's like, bruh, you didn't clear browsing history. She didn't. Okay, honestly, that didn't happen. She didn't say it. You didn't clear your browsing history or anything. She just says you just been looking at lewd things. But I think this is a
Yeah.
better. This is better fleshed out.
You probably explain how she found out.
Yeah. Um. So he's like, okay, okay, fine. I'm sorry. I'll do whatever you want to make it up. She's like, Pog champ, bet. Let's go out for Christmas. Because I need to get stuff for my freaking novel to write, materials to write. He's like, ah, fine, I'll go and freaking get material. And they go out on Christmas night. Now, let me give you some background on like Christmas Eve, Christmas like day in like
Yeah.
Asian countries. So it's not the same here in the West, where it's more about like celebrating being with friends and family. Over there, it's more about spending time with your significant other. So it's equivalent, or it's more grandiose version of Valentine's Day.
Okay.
So you'd see a lot of couples be together on Christmas Day. So anyways, so they're going around, right? To different places so she could get material for her writing. But in all honesty, it's mostly her going shopping for stuff on Christmas Day with her Oni-chan. And she was telling, hey yo, buy me this ring! He's like, sis, you think I have the money for that? Like, could he lend me like $12 for that? And she's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're asking your little sister for $12. What the frick? And he's like, sis, like, yo, that ring's kind of expensive. Like, I only have this much. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Yuck. So they go to different store to buy something else. And then, okay, he's thinking to himself, like, why am I even coming out here for freaking material for her to write her novel? Like, she's just doing this for the kicks. What the frick?
Yeah.
But, as he's saying that, you know what? Yeah, you know what Kirino does? You know what Kirino does? So essentially, okay, this is Christmas, so it's cold, right? She freaking gets a bucket of water and freaking splashes it on her head. They're outside.
Oh no. Why?
And she's like, she freaking, she tries to get into character of one of her like characters in the novel, and she's like, oh, the character is pouring outside, and the character is cold and shivering, but no one was there to help her. And he's like, frick, she's serious about this. Okay, I'm sorry that I said that this was for self-gratification, that you're being serious. And then what happened is, guess what happens? So, they go to a freaking Love Hotel. Oh, wait, hold on. You know what a Love Hotel is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they go to a freaking Love Hotel so she could, she could go shower, right? Very, very common thing to do. And then after that, they just continue on their Christmas Eve date, and he has his monologue saying like, "Wow, this Christmas Eve kind of sucked. Freaking, I had to be with my sister. Freaking, it's kind of messed up. I could have been doing something better, but you know what? It's not that bad." She's over here pogging me like, oh my goodness, yes, it's Christmas, very poggers, woo! I don't know why you changed voices there, but yes. That is episode 7. Okay. Now, question is, do you want to do one more episode, or you think you want to end it here for today?
I think I'll end it here for today, but tomorrow, definitely keep going with this.
Okay, keep going with this? Okay. Now.
I do want to know more.
Okay. Okay. We could talk about what time specifically, like after the stream ends, but that was it, guys. This is part one. There'll be a part two tomorrow. I'll figure out a freaking. Azu and I will talk about a time which will work, and then we will start streaming whenever we can. But hope y'all enjoyed it. Stick around for part two tomorrow, and y'all have a good night, good morning, good day, wherever you are in the world. Alright, see
Bye
ya.
bye.